One. Mason, can you talk? I
Oh,
probably fucked up the. Oh no, we're
yeah,
actually chilling. The audio is fine.
yeah,
You know, we're actually just not going to talk about Scrim Zone at all. I think that'll be really funny. We can talk about like
yeah.
first strike, first blood,
I think it's first. I think it's first strike.
first
Is it?
tournament of the year that no one cares about. I don't know.
EU fraud region. That's really all I've learned, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I don't know. Anyway, I think we've missed like a shit ton of series, so maybe best to just not go over any of them. They're all
True.
worth watching. Just go back and watch them. I don't think going through them incrementally all in and recapping them.
It's first hand, by the way.
First stand. Okay, first strike would have been more epic.
True. It is my favorite rune in League of Legends.
Okay, yeah. But yeah. So anyway, hold on. I'm getting like a DM storm. Actually, can you just rant about series that happened over like the past 3 weeks? I gotta
Yeah,
sort
yeah, yeah.
this.
Past 3 weeks. How far back do I have to go?
I don't know. When's the last thing we talked about on the podcast? I don't remember.
I don't fucking remember. Uh, what was it like? I want to say it was before the we beat Big Bananas, which makes sense. Did we watch the Andromeda versus Free K games? I think we talked about.
Yes. Okay. That happened. What's after that?
101 Thieves versus Big Bananas.
That might have been the first one we didn't talk about.
Yeah. Wait, did we talk about 101 Thieves versus Big Bananas?
I don't think so. Let me pull that up so we can reference it. I got just
'Cause I think
flashbanged myself.
if that's the case, then we could just talk about everything. But if we talked about the Andromeda versus Fruitcake series, then we probably talked about the 101 Thieves versus Big Banana series,
Oh, was
right?
that before it?
They're the same day.
My God, wait. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 series to go over. We're not talking about all of this.
3, 4, 5, 6.
That's not happening. I'm sorry.
We only have 12 if we skip. If we don't have to talk about the Big Bananas 101 Thieves series.
I wasn't counting that one, and it's still
Can I not count?
1,
Maybe
2,
not.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yappathon, truly.
I don't know.
Well,
Okay, so we're not doing that. What we can do is just go team by team. Andromeda, I don't
alright.
have a crazy amount to talk about. I think they've looked super solid. They have ended up dropping a couple games. I believe that they've lost. They've
They lost
won.
one to
They've
BB,
won
right?
6. They've lost 3 games total. So I think
Yeah.
half their series they've ended up dropping a game. I believe Metabusters took a game off them. I think Alvarez Inferno took a game off them, and they lost to BB as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes
I'm
sense.
I might be making one up there, but I think that means that they started off super solidly 2-0ing everyone and then have kind of become a little more shaky. We have seen them adapt
Yeah.
to running Captain Coffee and Sam S bot lane. I don't know if that's something they're going to stick with, considering they were doing super, super well with Stanley bot, but I also feel like maybe the mage bot meta has just kind of played out a little bit and there's an adaptation there. I do think it's kind of something to watch out for this team.
Yeah.
Obviously, looking forward to Andromeda vs Rift Sharks. That's the one that matters.
Yeah.
The way
Banger
the
series.
season stands, whoever wins this is still just automatically going to get first because if Rift Sharks win, it's going to be 6-1, but the head-to-head would go to them. Um,
Yeah.
that is kind of the downside of having what, or I guess the upside, because the series is still going to be exciting no matter what. But as you
Yeah.
get to the end, since these two teams are going to be so close together, they're either going to tie or not, and the tie is just going to go to whoever wins the series.
Yeah. People are saying we're not 2-0ing everyone earlier. That I think that makes sense. I feel like they've dropped a decent amount of games.
Maybe I did it wrong, but this is a 2 game series.
Really pretty high damaging.
Not that we updated the so I
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah, they
But that,
did
that
two
was that
zero.
was a 2 game series. This one was
Yeah.
not.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe
This one was not a 2 game
maybe
series.
the Foldy sheet's wrong? Because this
Wait, no,
was
no. Did we drop it? I don't think we dropped the game
no,
to
no, you definitely didn't.
We yeah, like we didn't win a single game, so they didn't drop a game versus
Did
us.
they 2-0 Metabusters?
Welcome back to. I don't think so.
In terms of like actual like map advantage,
Because this is game 2. It doesn't say it's game 2,
they're
but
able to pick
it
up
is.
the feat really good with
Okay,
the timing.
Foldy
You
Sheet's
can do
probably
that.
wrong then, I'm
Welcome
gonna
back.
say. Because that means that they've dropped 4 games, and I don't think that's what the Foldy Sheet says. Oh, Mason's gone.
Hello, am I
Oh,
here?
no, I like covered all of us up.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
this
Foldy
been
Sheet's
fun.
wrong. Okay. Good job, everybody. We discovered it. Now let me make
Yeah,
sure that the game wins equal the game losses, because it would be bad if they don't.
yeah. This Andromeda team, they have swapped up their bot lane a little bit to have Sam S and Captain Coffee. I feel like Coffee has played, or Stanley hasn't played any ADCs, which is a big difference because I think Coffee has only played ADCs so far, so it will it changes their like team dynamic a little bit to have like a consistent AD carry threat if you want to go that way. I do think mages in general have kind of like been less popular mid bot lanes. We've kind of seen people shift away. We are the Jinx server now, so maybe it's good to have like a more consistent Jinx player on your roster. Bot side in the back half of the season. I think Sam S and Dad are like pretty comparable in terms of like support micro. Intangibles are like a different thing, but I think just in terms of like actual support gameplay, like in the games themselves, I feel like they're pretty close in terms of skill. So, um, yeah, definitely still a very scary team, but yeah, really looking forward to this Rift Sharks versus Andromeda game. It's gonna be fun to watch. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I think something, as we move down to Rift Sharks, something that is interesting to note is Rift Sharks actually has a better game differential, even though we have dropped the series. So I don't know. Take that as you will. We're up 9
They've
games.
been
Andromeda's
showing
up
people
8
a lot
games.
more.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna glaze my own team. I'm proud of us. I think we've played a good season. The Fruitcakes Rift
yeah,
Sharks series was an absolute banger. Shout out
yeah.
Omar and Albert for
Unbelievable.
doing their first cast on that today.
Yeah,
Kind of hype. I think there's some mentions of a PC upgrade, but I think besides that, the cast was honestly pretty good from what I watched
yeah.
of it. But super close series. We had some, the classic mid game subs. We had Psycho Carrot beating Mason in the jungle again. Like,
True.
all the classics were present there. We saw like 100% pick ban on Echo, where Echo was actually picked twice, not something that you normally see in Rift Shark series. But just go watch it. I don't want to talk too much on it. But
It is a banger series
yeah.
overall. Yeah.
As we have covered that, though, I do want to go to Fruitcakes, who actually have barely played any series since the last podcast. They played versus Big Bananas,
But he will
which
check.
Yeah.
was one of the shortest series we've ever had. They absolutely annihilated them. And then then there's the Rift Sharks Fruitcakes one we've been talking to. But Fruitcakes is one of the 3 teams that still has 2 series remaining. So they have to play a Skaven Kill Team this Sunday. And then they are going to be playing Albert's Inferno next week. Fingers crossed that scheduling works out there. But that is the one
Yeah.
I'm really excited for. I think, expectations for SKT, we have seen their roster change a little bit. So they're adding Rat. They've added Garrett. Who knows who they're actually going to end up running. I will just out of curiosity. Oh my god, it's so pink. If we do like this, like I think this is probably something we could see. If they have like Taxi there, then I think they need to put. Oh, that doesn't work. I don't
There's a
know.
lot of different rosters. That look. They
There's
have
a
a
few
lot.
things they can do. Um, But anyway, should be a pretty interesting time. I'm going to close this so I'm not pink anymore. That should actually hurt my eyes. Thanks, Honan. You chose all the highlighter colors for your team. But anyway, I think both of them should be pretty good. I think expectations for Fruitcakes are probably a little higher into the SKT series, and I think Alberts is one of those teams that I think has really underperformed in terms of standings. But I don't want to bring it up every time I talk about them, but I think this game right here is a big reason why it looks like they're underperforming a little bit, because that's definitely one that I would have expected them to win. But
Yeah.
I don't know. You are on Fruitcakes, so what are your thoughts about your team so far, if any?
I think we've gotten a bit better. We've been playing a lot together, so I think we've been actively trying to improve as a team so far. Some would argue that the Rift Shark series is a little fake because there's some point
Oh no,
shenanigans that
I
happen in
I
the
don't I don't
background.
want to
But
hear any of that conversation. That was a legit series. It was a good series. Y'all
yeah,
won because you played better. That's all there
yeah,
is to it.
yeah. But it was a good series overall. If he wants to run it back, we're down to spin. Honestly, yeah, you guys should just run it back. That'd be a very fun series to watch. But yeah, I
Scheduling
think
abyss, bro.
scheduling abyss true. We didn't drop a game to Fujiless Metabusters. That is very true. Also, but I think overall, I think my team has done a lot of work to improve. So I'm really proud of us. I think we have a very decent shot of making second here, and I think we can make the run happen.
Yeah.
Uh,
I will go into full D sheet stuff after we just do a quick rundown of the
yeah,
teams because I think it is fun to examine all that. But going down to Metabusters, this is a team that I've heard a lot of criticism about recently.
yeah,
It was a team that so many people were so high on at the beginning of the season, and I've heard so much shit talking, and I wasn't on board because the only two teams they dropped series to were the two undefeated teams. But now Rift Sharks is defeated, and Metabusters has lost yet another series. So is
did they
this
lose
that
though?
they just lost 101 Thieves
Oh
like
yeah. That's
yesterday,
also a banger series.
2 days
You should go
ago.
watch that. Like
But
that was a really insane series.
so banger that Mason forgot it happened, bro.
True, true, true.
But
But I
anyway,
do agree.
my question is to you: do you think that Metabusters was just never as strong as they were last season because of new teams, new everything? Like, do you think maybe they're just not as strong, or do you think 101 Thieves really just kicked it into gear? Because I have seen those guys practice like nonstop for
Yeah.
a very long time.
I think one of these has put in a lot of work to improve as a team as well. I think they're all like friends as well. Like I know Jonah and Dave and them are like friends in person, so I think they put a lot of time to really level up their game. But I do want to say I think Metabusters has just underperformed this season. Even in their wins, they dropped a game versus Skaven, and it looked really shaky the entire time. You could argue that they drafted a little funky in game two, and like even in the 101 Thieves series, they did do some funny shenanigans in the draft. But like even in their wins, I feel like they are going down a lot of gold really consistently, and Stav I feel like has been like their most stable player. And I think I don't know. I don't want to flame too many people, but I think they just have not looked as strong and cohesive as they did last season. But yeah, definitely still a scary team, but I don't like how they've been playing. I feel like they've been looking a little sloppy. They haven't been as consistent. I think Tusini has been a little exposed this season. Has had a lot of more competition this season. I think in the mid lane. I think mid lane is probably one of our strongest roles with both Gruer and Sarv playing really well, and then
And
I think
Juan
Kai's
as
also had a
well.
really good. Yeah, and Juan. I forgot to mention Juan. Juan has been dominating in the mid lane. Is a
Yeah,
really scary player in the one
I
v
feel
one.
like Omar slept on a little bit too. I think he's had
True, true.
some rough series, but when he
I would
performs,
agree. I would
he's
agree.
just as strong. I don't know. I think we went from
Yeah,
having 5 really good mids to now having 8 really good mids. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's just harder to be on top of that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think Metabusters, hopefully for them, will be able to beat BB. But I think BB really wants to win that series, and I think
yeah.
I mean, SKT needs to be rooting against BB, which we will get to later. I did leak that in season discussion yesterday, but um, I don't know. I think that series is definitely going to be one to watch. It's going to be Friday. I'm down to cast it with whoever's able to because that shit is going
I
to be
would not
hype.
be freaking.
But
Yeah, but definitely a
um,
series to watch. I do also think Big Bananas picking up that win versus Andromeda was kind of good. They have finally swapped around their roster a little bit to I think really fit their playstyle a little bit better. I think Blake in like a solo lane is a lot
mhm.
better than him on support. That boy is a fraud in the support role. I'm sorry, bro. This guy is ass at fucking Lulu. But him in top lane has been really good. I think he played a pretty decent series into Andromeda. It just looked a little rough from like a team cohesion perspective in that game. So maybe if they can like find like a couple more playstyles that they want to explore, and like hopefully they can clutch out these last two series. I think they could find an angle back into the season, but it'll be a little rough for them starting out here. The one win that they have versus Alberts is holding them. They're holding on to that one for dear life. I think. Holy.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little fortunate. Unfortunately, Will had a Mason moment and slept through something. But
Yeah.
yes, you're catching strays. No, I don't care. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that helps BB a lot. I think it's given them a little bit of cushion as they figure out how their team needs to work, and I think they've actually found their stride. So I think knocking a game off of the top team is a huge confidence builder going into
Yeah.
a game against the team in fourth.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Metabusters is able to win that, it'll put them in contention with Fruitcakes for possibly stealing third. Depends on if Fruitcakes are able to win. But if Metabusters loses, then 101 Thieves does get tiebreaker advantage over them. If there's any margin of it being a tube team tiebreak, which again we'll get into later.
You don't want to get into the 5-man
Oh
tie.
no, we're getting there. We're getting
Okay,
there.
okay.
Just not right
I do want
now.
to say Blake is blaming me for being 0-2 versus him, my brother in Christ. You got fucking 2 sub 20-minute series. Like, come on, bro. Let's be honest for 5 seconds. Like, you on support was not the play, bro. Come on now. But yeah, is there anything else? I think Albert's
I mean, we
got
gotta go
that
to the
one
list. You're
FF.
skipping 101 Thieves, bro.
Oh, that's
The
true.
one
We
team
do
that
have to
actually
talk about
finished all their series are ending up with a solid 3-4. I mean, that's
Yeah.
as close to 500 as you're going to get. 4-3, 3-4, no difference. And if you're playing in a team with a couple of overperforming teams, or not overperforming, but like well-performing teams, and then one that's doing poorly, that is going to skew everyone else slightly down.
Yeah.
So I say that's basically 500 against teams that have been in this kind of middle area. I believe that they actually just no, never mind, because they dropped to Inferno and beat Metabusters, which are on opposite sides of them. So we still don't have true
Yeah.
sorting. But anyway, I think they've looked super solid. I think they have
That's my
improved
boy.
a lot as the season went on. They've kind of alternated win loss. They lost their first two, then won two in a row, then lost two, and then won one at the end. So if that
Yeah, they
pattern
brought it back
continues,
to
that
much
means
better
that they're winning their
position.
first season in playoffs. But
True, true, true.
I think this team has looked super solid. We've seen a couple different roster iterations from them, but overall, a team that I rate really highly, and they're just all super fun to interact with and super fun to root for.
Yeah.
They've been one of my favorite teams all season. It's just to cast and interact with. So
I think I was talking to Jonah about this. I think he said that this is Nishan's learning jungle for the first time for like a team format. I think he's looked really good on the
yeah,
jungle.
I
I know
wouldn't
I
have guessed
snubbed
that.
him. I know I snubbed him of the MVP in one of the series, but I think he's played really well.
Hater
I think he's done
behavior, bro.
I think he's done a really good job of setting up Juan and getting them a lot into like some really comfortable positions on champions like Volibear in their series. I think it's been really fun. I think I've casted most of their series, but like yeah, this is a really fun team to watch. Jonah's getting a little fathered in the top lane sometimes, but I think they've just looked really consistent playing through Dave and playing through their bot side. This mid jungle
And he's
duo
just
is
like
like very
gassing up the
uh,
team and being like their biggest hater at the same time. I don't know.
No, I have to
My
blame
input on
Jonah
100
every
with
time.
Thieves is I think you clean up draft a little bit,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I think you get way better.
Yeah,
I
absolutely,
feel like that's
absolutely.
like the one thing holding you back. But I don't know.
Definitely very
Maybe we'll get the chance to kind of scrim them before playoffs. Maybe not, but I'd love to get the chance to. It's been a while since we played them. Very exciting team.
I think
I'm
we're
very
actually like
excited to
04
see their next
7
series.
against.
But my one concern for 100 Thieves, honestly, is that they have 2 break weeks, and if they don't get top 4, which seems unlikely, possible but unlikely, then that's another break week. So other captains, if you want to
Yeah,
help this team out, just make sure you're scrimming them over the next 3 weeks, because otherwise they're going to go in without having played in like a month, which is going to be really
yeah.
tough. One of the disadvantages of actually being on top of scheduling, but honestly, shout out 101 Thieves. Been a wonder working with them, and I'm really excited to see how they go in playoffs.
Yeah,
I think they've locked playoffs, but again, we'll have to go forward. It kind of depends on I think 4 out of the other 5 games. Um,
yeah.
this series only affects like the top 3 teams. It does not matter to anyone else.
Which
Um,
one?
Andromeda versus Rift Sharks.
Okay, yeah,
But moving down to Alvarez Inferno, I kind of mentioned before, I think they're underperforming just a little bit. I think getting a clutch win against Fruitcakes to end off the season would be so helpful for them. It would get them
yeah,
up to that 3-4 threshold that I think a lot of teams are going to end up at. And I think since they've been performing well throughout the season, I think that's going to help them out a little bit with any potential tiebreakers that come that way. But I don't know. I mean, I think they kind of have that same format that 101 Thieves does, where it's a lot of really good players that all know each other very well. You have really solid ADC with the support who has a bit of a limited champion pool, but performs consistently every game, does exactly what they need to. Have some
yeah,
mid laners that, coin flippy a little bit. They have their highs, have their lows, have these junglers that just do so well. And then, top lane is just kind of a mystery. They've been running Draco. They've been running Fishy. I think both of them have looked pretty good. Draco's pulled out some fucking wild cards in draft, which has been awesome.
Yeah,
But I
Armor Top
think,
Flex is interesting.
yeah, I mean, these two teams are super similar, and I am crossing my fingers that we get to see them play again in playoffs, because the series that we just watched between them, like that didn't sate my hunger. Like
Yeah,
we just
this team.
drafted mage bots, didn't interact with each other like at all. Like, come on. Like I want to see Hong versus Dave, just balls to the wall, insane gameplay. Like, let's get something going. But honestly, would like to see both these teams do well. Newer-ish additions to the server. Jonah's team existed before, but he did wipe the slate completely clean and sign all new players except himself.
Yeah.
So, loving the new additions, and I'm excited to see how they do going forward.
Yeah, definitely a very exciting team. I think the meta has shifted very well for them as well. Teddy having like so many good champions to play bot lane, an AD carry role, like the Jinx, the Vayne, the I don't know, the Twitch
Twitch.
even. His misfortune looked really clean in the game they won. And I think this team is just very, very scary to watch for. Enchanters are always kind of good in scrims, at least very hard to punish in lane, but very, very scary team. I think they did some very interesting flexes topside with like the Skarner flex into Cassante in the 101 Thief series, which I thought was really interesting. It didn't do super great in lane, but it was interesting to watch them flex it and then pick the Lilia in the jungle. Yeah, definitely a very scary team. I'm not looking forward to playing versus them, but yeah, very exciting series. Should be a banger to
Yeah,
watch.
it's okay. Mason is like sweating right now thinking about how
Yeah,
to drop
I
against this team.
no, Teddy fucking Teddy fucking leaves my team and then creates such an annoying team to play
Hell
versus.
yeah,
So
bro. That's how it should happen. But
yeah,
anyway, moving on. We are at BB and SKT. Both of these teams have not won a non-FF series, but both of them can still get into playoffs. So Miracle Run paths, I do want to go over. I sent these. Um, okay, someone is okay. Hold on, I scrolled to the wrong thing. Season discussion. And wait, where the hell is it? Okay, so for BB, they need 2 out of 3 of these games to go the way they need to. It's their 2 remaining series, and then Fruitcakes needs to beat Albert's Inferno in order for BB to have chances. Moving over
yeah,
to SKT, which is a lot harder, they can only make playoffs if they win both of their remaining games and 2-0 BB. If BB gets a single game off of SKT, they eliminate them. That game is happening next week. So there's suspense. All they need to do to stay in is beat Fruitcakes. They don't need to 2-0 them, they just need to win. Fruitcakes also needs to beat Albert's Inferno for them to have a chance. So both of these teams are really depending on you, Mason. Don't let them down.
So what? So what? So if I just beat both of them, like what happens?
What do you mean?
Like so, both of the
If you beat both of them, then BB still has a chance to make it.
okay.
If you
So
beat
that's
SKT this week, then they're eliminated.
okay.
But they want you to lose to them and then beat Inferno next week. But they
That one's harder.
also need Metabusters to beat Big Bananas. So SKT basically needs fixed results for all 4 games except for Rift Sharks Andromeda, which doesn't matter, as we've already talked about. But they
It's
both have
okay
winning
if fruitcakes
chances,
don't win. Okay,
and
we're throwing down the gauntlet, I guess.
I think both of these teams have just steadily improved over the course of the season. It's just tough because all the other teams have also been improving. But
Yeah, I think every team has looked way better since start of season. I think a lot of teams have put in a decent amount of time playing with them and playing with all their members and like really improving. So I cannot think of a single team that has not looked way better since start. So
yeah, I mean, the good thing for them is they're both playing a team that's in 7th and 8th, and they're both playing a team that's in 3rd and 4th. So they both have a game that seems comfortable within their range to win, and then they have a game that is a bit of a stretch, but I think it's doable. Both these teams have shown that they can lose.
yeah.
So yeah.
It's okay. Your prediction in the beginning of the season was the most incorrect, so it's chill.
So true.
I don't even know if it was that incorrect, but here we are. Well, actually, no. You put. We'll see. You still have 3 games to play, or 2 games to play. So. Yeah, it's okay. Fruitcakes won't win. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I believe in my bot lane's ability to gap Teddy. Teddy's a fraud, according to literally everyone I know. Apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. Teddy's a generational hater. PB's a generational hater. Mason's a generational hater, and they all hate each other just as much. So we can just like
This
leave
is
it
true.
at that. But
This is
anyway,
true. This is
we
true.
can kick it over to the foldy sheet. As we've said, every game matters for something. So no sleepy games. If we get to Fruitcakes SKT, I think that should still always matter. But
Yeah.
I think if Fruitcakes beats... Oh, wait, but this is all out of order. Okay, hold on. And then, wait, who had side select?
Oh, we have side select.
Okay, so this. Okay, this is right. So anyway, I think... No, actually, I think all of these should matter sequentially. Maybe we hit a point where they don't, but I expect them to. Maybe SKT BB doesn't if they both lose and then they're just playing. But still, if SKT wins, then they'd get to be 7th. And playing for not ending up last is always a good thing to play for. So
True.
I think they all matter. So we can go off that assumption. But going down the list, Andromeda, very easy. If they win, they get first. If they don't, they get second. That's it. That's all that matters. Rift Sharks, if they win, they get first. If they lose, and Fruitcakes win both of their other series, Rift Sharks gets third.
That's the goal. That's the dream timeline right there.
Otherwise, if Fruitcakes loses either, or Rift Sharks and Rift Sharks loses, then they get second. If they win, then they get first. Moving down to Fruitcakes, I think we kind of just covered it. They can either enter the freaking 3-4 maelstrom of however many teams end up there, or they can win a series and potentially end up tying with Metabusters, which they would win because they beat Metabusters. So one win guarantees them at least third.
I thought we lost versus Metabusters.
You did. Okay, never mind. If they get one win and Metabusters, why the fuck is Siri talking? I didn't say that shit. Maybe I did. But anyway, if they get one win and Metabusters wins... Oh, wait. Hold on. I have like brain rot.
Well, we just tie for third.
Right now they're even on wins. If they get the same amount of wins as Metabusters, then Metabusters edges them out.
Yeah,
gets
for
on top.
fourth. Yeah,
But
third, fourth,
they have more games, so there's more opportunities for them to get wins. So if they win one and Metabusters doesn't, then they get third. If they win two and Metabusters only gets one, then they get third.
Yeah.
Metabusters wants to win this game to hopefully get a crack at third. They have some scenarios where they end up in just third. There's only 4 out of a possible 32. Most of them, they're ending up tying for third or fourth. That said, they are also able to enter the 3-4 Maelstrom if they end up losing to BB. No one wants to end up there. It's going to be a fucking disaster, but it's going to be an interesting disaster mathematically, just not as someone who's running a server, because, oh my god, I don't want to break a 5-way tie. That's terrible.
Okay, so we need to throw 2 games so Dean has to enter the 3-4 Maelstrom. Team, if you're listening out there, we have an objective to make Dean's life terrible, I guess.
Okay, Hunter and Thieves already in the 3-4 Maelstrom. They get to live there. They're more than likely going to tie with someone. I was looking at it last night. A lot of their ties are against Albert's Inferno, which they lose, which isn't good. However, if there's more than just them in Albert's Inferno, then they have better chances because who the fuck knows? It's a mess. Going down to Albert's Inferno, they want to win this game and enter the 3-4 Maelstrom. They want to go there. That's what they want. Or they could lose and end up 2-5. Since I can monkey around with this since we're streaming, if Fruitcakes wins, then... Okay, so I need to divide all these by 2. They have 2 possibilities where they just straight up get 6th and qualify. Those 2 possibilities would be these 2, which correlate to SKT wins versus BB. Fruitcakes
Yeah.
wins versus SKT. And Metabusters beats BB. So that is a scenario where both of the bottom two teams lose, and SKT wins so that they both end up 1-6. That's how you just easily qualify in. Otherwise, it comes down to a tie between presumably those two teams, which Albert's Inferno wins the tiebreaker against SKT and loses it versus BB because of the forfeit.
The ominous forfeit looms over the horizon.
So like Will
here.
is really going to learn what it means to wake up, and I think he has been because they've been putting this guy on the bench all season. Justifiably. But anyway, I think we kind of already talked about the BB SKT thing. So I think where things really get interesting is how do we break the 5-way tie?
Okay. You have a method
God.
looked up?
I mean, there's other ties that are lower than the 5-way tie, but surely it's going to take so long to discuss the 5-way tie that it doesn't matter, and we could just talk about that, maybe? And people are going to go like,
go on.
boo, Scrim Zone podcast, bad production quality, you just have a GIMP window open and you're editing. I don't care. What are you going to do about it?
5-team ARAM tournament, I agree, to be honest.
If I
They
know,
beat each other to the death Coliseum style, I agree.
that's a better idea than ARAMs. If we do a 5-team round robin and it just ties again, I'm done. That ain't happening anymore. Okay.
True, we should all just 2v2 arena and see which 2v2. Oh, then there's 5 players per team, so it's like impossible.
Oh my god, why is it purple? Okay, not purple anymore. So, Mason, I'm going to need your help on this. Can you pull up the schedule tab?
Yeah.
And just kind of scroll through and let me know which teams have won versus other ones. I am trying to pull up the team logos. So
You want me to just go from the top?
wait till I'm ready. So Big Bananas could be involved in it. Fruitcakes could be involved in it. Inferno could be involved in it. Metabusters can be involved in it. And nope, SKT can't. So that leaves 101 Thieves can be involved in it. Oh, and it's going to open them all up to separate things because I opened them the wrong way. Okay, this one's actually on me. Boo Production. Okay. So here, we'll send him there. You can go here. You can go down there. Oh, this really doesn't work the way I thought it would.
Is this the Circle of Suck? I think we're doing
No, this is the 5-team tiebreaker. How does it work?
yeah,
Circle
that.
of Suck is not going to happen because actually maybe.
It could happen. It could happen. I think it needs Andromeda or Rift Sharks to beat Andromeda.
No, because like SKT would need to beat one of the top teams, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They can't do that anymore, right?
If they beat you, you beat us, we beat Andromeda, Andromeda beats someone, then I think it works.
Okay,
So
okay.
They would
Then we
need
have
to
an
beat
angle
you.
for the Circle of Suck. Okay, so I will be the one to stop the Circle of Suck. Got it.
Right, as you should. I like that idea better than you throwing
for the 5-way tie. Okay, which one's funnier, guys? Circle of Suck
I
or
think
the
you
5-way
should
tie?
stop speaking about one before you get your ass in trouble again. just some friendly advice. Okay, so BB has beaten, as of right now.
They've beaten Alberts, yeah.
Right, they've beaten Alberts, so they're 1-2 versus these teams right now because they still have one left to go. 101 Thieves is 2-2 versus these teams, right?
I think so. They dropped the series versus us, and then they lost to Metabusters. Right?
Fruitcakes
no, they
is
lost
3-2 right now, but one of your wins was against one of the teams not involved in this. So you're
2-2.
No, because you haven't played Inferno.
We're 2-1.
So you're 2-1. Okay.
Because we beat Metabuster, or no, we lost to Metabusters, but beat BB and
Metabusters is 3-3, so they're also 2-1. And then Alberts is currently 2-5, but both of their wins were against teams from this group because they haven't played SKT. No, that's not wrong. that's wrong. So they're 1 and 2 also, right?
Yeah, because they lost out of BB and then they lost to Metabusters.
Okay, so what are the 4 games left
I'll
that?
double check.
So actually, no, there should only be 2 games left. So there's BB versus Metabusters, right?
No,
101
they
Thieves.
Metabusters beat Alberts. Yeah, so they're 1-2.
Okay. So there's BB versus Metabusters, right? That hasn't happened yet. That's happening Friday.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
happening Friday.
So BB can win that and go 2-2. They actually have to in order for this to happen. So
Yeah.
that means that this one is gone.
So they have to go 2-2.
Oh, I don't like the look of this. And Inferno also,
Has to go 2-2.
so they would all be 2-2. Jesus fucking Christ. So against each other, they would all be 2-2. And they'd all be 3 and 4 overall.
So how would you break this tie?
It would come down to game differential among each other, and then if that's tied, then it would be game differential overall.
Okay. Well, I think
Except it would be like a sub breakdown. So it's actually really hard to call because there's still 2 series that haven't happened.
yeah.
But let's think about it this way. How many games has BB won against teams here?
We 2-0'd them. I think they got 2-0'd by 101 Thieves.
Okay. And then Metabusters hasn't happened yet. So they're
Yeah.
2 and 4 right now.
Did they play Inferno?
They forfeit 2-0.
Oh, right. So
Okay.
they have.
So Alberts is currently here. I'll edit this back to 1 and 2 so we know that that one hasn't happened yet. And then same thing here. So 101 Thieves, have they taken game? It was a 3-game series between them and Inferno, right? Or was it just 2 really close games?
I think it was 3 games because they won the first one and they lost 2.
Okay.
They got reverse swept.
So they're 1 and 2. And then what? How did they do against Metabusters?
Hold on, let me double check. You said versus Metabusters.
Yeah, 101 Thieves
They
versus
2-0.
Metabusters.
They 2-0. They 2-0.
Oh, 101 Thieves. Right. Okay, that's one that just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So right now they're 3 and 2. And then versus BB, 101 Thieves BB. That was a 2-0, right?
Yeah, that was a 2-0.
And then did you 2-0 them?
We 2-0'd them.
Okay.
It was the 2 Udyr games that Julian played.
Okay. Let me know. Like, you're watching Twitch chat, right? They'll let us know if we
Yeah.
get something wrong. Okay.
Surely they will. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so Metabusters, we already said lost 0-2 to 101 Thieves. Then they beat
Yeah.
you 2-1. So they're 2-3
Yeah.
there. And then versus Big Bananas, did they 2-0 them? They haven't played them
think
yet.
so.
Versus
Yeah, no, they haven't played them yet.
Inferno.
I don't remember this game. Hold on, let me look.
Oh, was that recent? Was that really old?
We casted this game, by the way. It went 2-1 Metabusters, I believe.
2-1 Metabusters?
Yeah. 2-1 Metabusters.
Okay, so they're 4-4 so far. And then we'll just do you because you have 3 series and you were in them. So
yeah,
you lost
2-0'd
1-2 to Metabusters, 2-0'd
And we-
BB, and then
2-0'd
versus
Inferno.
101 Thieves.
or 101 Thieves.
Okay, okay. So this is how it stands currently, and then we can just sum them up. So 7 plus 9 minus 8 means we're still at 8 minus 6. So that means,
Wait, couldn't we predict how it goes?
Well, no, that's what I want to do. I just want to get a baseline first. So I think Alberts is 2-4. Actually, no, they have to be 3-5, I believe.
I think so.
Because they 2-1 101, and then Metabusters also went to 3, right? That's what we said? Okay.
Yeah.
So, in the case that Big Bananas goes up against Metabusters and wins, there's two possibilities. They either end up 4-4 or
Yeah.
4-5.
Then 4-5. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going
Metabusters
to
would go up to 5-4, right?
hide that. No, Metabusters would either go 4-6 or 5-6
Okay.
because they need to lose 2. Nope, that's wrong. Where? Oh, that's right. And then 4-4. Okay. And then 101 Thieves is always going to be at 5-4, but 2-2 we don't need to show anymore because they'd all be 2-2. Okay. And then Alberts, if they win, is either going to be 5-5 or 5-6. So 3-5 we can hide, and then 1-2 we can hide. And then that would put Fruitcakes at 5-4 or 6-4. So that means that 2-1 we can hide and 5-2 we can hide. So here are the possibilities. So it looks like BB is either at 0 or -1. Metabusters is at -1 or -2. And then 101 Thieves is always +1. And then they're -1 to -2. They're either 0, -1. I'll do arrows, that'll make it more clear. 0, -1, and then 2, 1. So Fruitcakes would almost definitely just make it.
1 to 2, yeah.
There is a chance that you tie with 101 Thieves and you beat them, so you always win. So FC always comes out on top, and I'm typing that off the screen. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a fact, which means that 101T second.
Always comes in second, yeah.
Okay, I will do this. FC first.
We're laughing out the
5-way
possibilities.
tiebreak.
Yeah.
Okay, which means that it comes down to some shenanigans here.
Yeah.
Hold on. If there's a tie between Fruitcakes and 101 Thieves, that means that it doesn't even mean that though. Okay, so there's 4 possibilities, right? Because there's a bunch of different ways this can go, right? So
Yeah.
we'll go down the list. So possibility, do I have this whole corner to work with? There's Inferno 2-0. I will just list the teams at 2-0. So there's Inferno, then there's Inferno BB, then there's BB, and there's none, right?
I think.
So if Inferno 2-0s and BB doesn't, then that means that Inferno has a 0, Fruitcakes has a 1, they have a 1, and BB did not 2-0. So that would mean it's Inferno, BB, no. BB did not 2-0, so they're -1, -1. But BB still has the head-to-head versus Metabusters. So it would be BB, and then Metabusters does not make it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, by the way.
Insane.
Like, that's even like on the... Okay, that's nuts. So if Inferno and BB both 2-0, then it's a tie for third between Inferno and Big Bananas with 0 game diff in between them. And that means that BB wins because they have the head-to-head. Inferno goes, and then Metabusters at -2 game diff, so they lose.
Oh, that's crazy. Metabusters is in a shit spot, huh?
They're
If
screwed.
they enter this storm, they're fucked.
Let me just zoom out. I think that will help us a lot more. And then we'll scroll this over. Okay. If BB 2-0s them, obviously they're going to be lower because they're going to be -2. This is actually the easiest order because Fruitcakes would have 2 wins, 101 would have 1, BB would have 0, Inferno would have -1, Metabusters would have none. So it would be BB, Inferno, Metabusters. If none of them are 2-0s, here's where things get interesting, because I think this is when MetaBusters doesn't lose, because I think this is now a 3-way tie again between these 3 teams. And BB would have been the only team to 2-0 because of the forfeit. And MetaBusters versus Alberts, we said was a 2-1, right?
Think so?
And it would be. Wait, but MetaBusters would have beaten Inferno though, and lost to them. So that okay, so that makes sense. So I think if no one ties, then they're all tied at -1, and BB would have the advantage, but MetaBusters would have the advantage over Inferno. I'm gonna say that's right, because BB had the only 2-0, so they'd have game diff among these 3 teams. So then it would leave it to be Inferno versus MetaBusters, and it would resolve this way.
Okay.
So MetaBusters needs, if this tie happens, MetaBusters needs neither of the 2 series to be a 2-0.
Interesting.
I mean, or they could just beat BB and just not have to deal with this.
But if they lose to
like,
BB,
this could
we
just
send them into the
die
storm?
on Friday. But if they lose to BB and it's a 2-0, that's real bad for them. If they lose to BB and it's a 2-1, things open up a little bit, and then they're just kind of like praying that the rest of the season goes okay. But if MetaBusters really was to secure it, they just gotta get the 2-0 down, get themselves to 4 wins, and just get out of this mess. But oh my god.
Wait, MetaBusters really needs us to win, right? In order to get into, or so they don't have to go into the storm.
I mean, that would help, but they can save themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the takeaway here is that Fruitcakes and 101 Thieves are both qualified for playoffs 100%. Where in playoffs? That's a good question. Because obviously, MetaBusters can just win out of this.
Yeah. Does placement after first really matter for the top half of the qualifier or for the?
You don't want to be in 5th and 6th because then you just auto go to losers bracket. So
Yeah,
yes, a lot.
Yeah, but first through 4th is like the same. Or no, first gets sides or choice, but like
right, and second doesn't have to play first, which is
in
good.
theory. Yeah.
Well, they can't.
Oh, really? That's
not
how it works?
first round, because you can't choose the second place team as your opponent. That's what you get by getting second. So it does matter.
Okay. We have made it so everything matters.
Between 3rd and 4th doesn't matter, and between 5th and 6th doesn't matter, really.
Okay. That makes sense.
I mean, marginally, but it's kind of all up to choice anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But anyway, this could get crazy. But anyway, if anyone's going to get screwed by the system, it is either going to be MetaBusters or Inferno. If BB manages to make their miracle run, then they're pretty much just guaranteed to get in. But
all I'm hearing is if the storm happens, I get 4th, correct? I mean, if the storm happens, I get 3rd, so
yeah. I don't know.
Some things to think about, huh?
Shit gets interesting. I don't know. It's looking bad for Inferno. It's looking much worse for Inferno than I thought it was.
Yeah.
But
maybe I want the storm. Yeah. I don't know. Like, the storm is interesting here. I mean, realistically, I think we just need to pray Rift Sharks beat Andromeda, and then
I mean, there's 4 possibilities out of.
Or no, we need Andromeda beat Rift Sharks, and then we need to win our last 2, and then we get the second.
Hold on.
So
I think this is actually more possible than I'd like it to be. Oh wait, no, because the 4 possibilities are actually that they're how the series are won, not if the series are won. So that doesn't really matter.
yeah.
There's only 2 possibilities where this ever happens. So there's a 1 in 16 chance of the most fucked up thing you've ever seen in your life happening, and it benefits some teams. Except those teams are kind of also benefited if it doesn't happen, because that means that their competition just loses.
Yeah.
Which is better.
But if we send MetaBusters to the storm, like
it does.
But like, it doesn't matter if we just kill them.
I think Inferno has the worst luck here.
Damn, Will is actually just killing them from the grave,
Yeah.
bro. That's funny as
But
hell.
it is rough. Because if Inferno wins, then they can tie for 4th, they can tie for 3rd, they can tie for 5th. But they have no direct entry in, actually.
That's awesome.
They have to fight through a tie. And tying for 3rd is not actually always this whole possibility. Because in some... Oh my god, there could be a 4-way tie, too.
Yeah, I think
Oh
Inferno
my
ties no
god.
matter what. The only way they qualify.
Oh, but a 4-way tie for 3rd is fine, because that means all teams qualify.
Yeah.
That's actually not an issue to calculate at all. Okay. So
You're
half
safe.
of the scenarios in where they tie for 3rd, it's actually just clear qualification. And if they tie for 4th, again, half the scenarios are just clear qualification. And it's also likely that fruitcakes can just get in. But this 4-way tie, do we want to calculate this out? Because this could matter too, actually.
What's the 4-way tie? What's the scenario?
It's a 4-way tie for 4th between 101 Inferno, BB, and Metabusters.
Does it matter though? I'm pretty sure 101 just makes it out,
Four-way
right?
tie for 4th would knock someone out.
Oh, so yeah, let's calculate that then.
Okay.
We got 10 minutes to
Oh
go.
boy, that we do. And then I'll actually just walk through the rest of these. If they win, this doesn't matter. They'll actually end up being in 5th, which is nice, I guess. I don't think it matters between 5th and 6th. And 3-way tie for 4th doesn't matter. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. They have very low chances because either way, all 3 of these games. Fruitcake's SKT doesn't actually matter too. So it would still need to be a 1 in 4 chance of them even entering this tiebreaker. They just happen to have bad luck in it. Okay.
Oh, I'm saying 5th and 6th matters for side select in the initial game, doesn't it? I think
They
so.
don't play each other. They play the losers of 1, 4, 2, 3.
Yeah. I mean, like,
If
don't they get
they
side
end
select
up
though?
playing each other eventually, then yes, it would matter. And it does matter for who you end up having to play from the losers. But 5th and 6th do not start the tournament off by playing each other. They
Yeah.
start off by
Sure.
having a bye week and play the losers.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, going
All
back
right.
to it. Everyone
My
just
fellow
screenshot this,
members.
clip and ship it. I don't care. Oh my god, I have to delete all the layers. Oh my god, I don't want to do that. I'll just hide all of them. Okay.
All right, I'm calling all my Andromeda members in my fucking
Okay.
skull to 2-0 fucking Rift Sharks so we can get the win.
It doesn't matter if they 2-0 us or not. It just matters
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they win.
they just need to win. Yeah, 8 minutes left for time for Victor base. Do we even have any
No, we
Victor
have
base?
0 takes. I'll push it before playoffs. Also, Family Feud can probably still happen at some point. Okay, so BB. Oh my god. Oh wait, okay, but this whole thing doesn't matter. So it's really just going to be down to these two. So 101 Thieves has beaten. Oh my god, how do I not remember? This is like actually just burning
They've beaten
cells in my brain.
Albert, or no, they've beaten Big Bananas and Metabusters.
Oh, but we can't get a 4-way tie here, so this is actually going to be easier. They beat Big Bananas and Metabusters and lost to Inferno.
Yeah.
For sure
The initial FF is shaping up to be a tragedy for the team. Yeah, you guys need to kill Will, I think. Like, actually.
Okay, and then BB has lost to just Andre Thieves. They'd end up being 2-1 also.
Yeah.
And then, so that means that these two teams would be 1 and 2. Right?
I think so.
So then it would just be head-to-head versus Metabusters and Inferno. Which, who do we say won that? Metabusters? How do I not remember?
We 2-0'd BB and Metabusters and 1-2'd Inferno. That's what Jonas said.
Yeah, Metabusters beat them. So this is actually a lot easier. If this tie happens, Inferno just loses.
Yeah.
And
if we sacrifice Will, can we pretend the FF is a 1-2? Does that even help you?
It would, yes.
Okay.
In like very niche cases. But the order here would be what I'm hearing is just hope BB loses a series and then you're good. They have 2 chances to lose. Inferno just needs to root for Metabusters and then win their own shit. That's all I gotta say on it.
Yeah.
Or they have to root for Metabusters and SKT, and then they don't have to win anything.
True.
But I don't know.
Jonah has
Interesting
escaped
stuff.
the storm.
Interesting stuff. That's all
Yeah.
I gotta say. Brain damage.
We need to do more Baked or Base. Number 1 Metabusters fan here. Sure, I agree.
Okay. Anyway, what we can do is predicts for the rest of the season, because more than likely I'm not going to do one of these before the end of it. Maybe. Probably
Yeah,
not.
Dean hates doing the podcast, so.
There's too many games. I'm too
True.
busy. I'm working too many hours a week. It's bad.
Yeah, life diff, I fear.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Metabusters, big bananas. I will say, if we like extend the graphs of how good the teams are going, then BB wins.
yeah,
But like,
unironically,
surely our returning champions can clutch one up. Like,
yeah, they genuinely. Every time I watch this team, I'm like dumbfounded. I swear they should be playing so much better than they
don't
are.
draft
and they just-
Ezreal jungle and you can win this series.
Okay, but like, I already put Fuja on some secret dark tech. Don't worry.
He's gonna int.
I got you, bro.
Mason's
don't worry.
like, lock the Yumi jungle, bro. You can't lose.
No,
But
no,
when 2CD's
I'm
gonna
on-
pick Shaco, it's gonna go great.
Oh no, I'm on the dark tech. The TF jungle will make a return. Trust, bro.
Oh my god. Future, if you listen to a word out this man's fucking mouth, you're losing. You're not making playoffs. That's all
Are
I'm
you
gonna
off,
say.
bro? Come on, like TF jungle is good. I beat in on it. Come on, bro. Back when the plumbers were still playing the game, like, come on.
Oh my god.
It's actually
Also,
cooked.
it's not like the NBA, because if you're a plumber, you're not playing League. You're unemployed if you play League. back when the unemployed, back when the NEETs were still playing League. But,
Yeah.
okay, anyway. If Metabusters gets their shit together, they're winning this series easily.
They should win this series. I would not bet against Metabusters.
I might, though.
Okay, it also depends if Blake actually plays top lane. I think Korn has. Okay, no offense to Korn. I think he's been pretty solid in most of their games. I just think he has a very easy exploitable pool. And like Blake is the top laner who knows how to blow apart people's champion pools. So
Dude,
I think
if the Soul Senator comes back, yo,
yeah, there's so many different
Soul
angles. The game
Senator,
top could be
man.
really nasty. There's so much shit that Blake could do.
God.
Return to Garen. I think he's played GP and solo queue. Like, I don't know. Like, I think I don't want to vote against Metabusters.
Oh my god, yeah, I might have to. I don't know. I will predict Metabusters loses 1-2.
Okay, I'll go.
Unconfident prediction, but that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, I'll say Metabusters 2-1 then.
Okay.
We'll be
3-gamer though. Okay, and then
Yeah,
versus Rift Sharks, easy 2-0. Like I have to predict that, right? Like
Incorrect.
but I'm obligated contractually.
Yes.
Like I must.
Okay, I'll vote Andromeda 2-0 because I need them to. So
Okay, I mean, or 2-1. You don't need them to kick our skulls.
okay, fine. I'll say Andromeda 2-1. My bad.
He believes in us a little bit. Okay, moving on.
Anyways.
Fruitcakes versus Skaven Kill Team. I got no clue, dog.
Skaven's
Dude,
like
Hoden's in like a fucking cave, like cooking drugs right now, and like no, in Arcane, where they're in the cave cooking the drugs. That's what he's doing right now. Everyone's gonna come out with fucking turbo chem tanks at level 1, and you're just gonna have to see if it's a help or hurt, you know?
Yeah.
But
We'll pull up with the Vi gauntlets, bro. It's chill.
I'll say Fruitcakes 2-1. I think they'll take a game off you because I think they'll pull out some shit, but I think he'll got it.
I'll say 2-0. We'll be confident this time.
Skaven Kill Team though versus Big Bananas. I think Skaven Kill Team's gonna clutch 7th. I think they'll beat him.
Okay.
I'll put that out. 2-0 even.
I want to say VV 2-0, but I'm not sure. I think it's close. I'll say 2-1 VV.
Okay.
To be
Albus Inferno 2-0 Fruitcakes go. It's going down. Teddy's got your number, but he knows all the strats from last season. You're cooked.
So true.
Okay, what was your prediction on this? Are you
I'll say
following the
2-0 again.
okay,
I'll just
contractually
continue to follow
obligated?
it.
Okay, take the
Yeah,
handshake. Like, good job, corporate man. You've gotten your paycheck.
true.
And I think we'll have to cut it off. None of these predictions hold any water, by the way, because I
Yeah,
got no
these are
fucking clue.
impossible to
These are going
predict,
to be
honestly.
5 banger matchups. And
Yeah, watch
with
every
that,
single one of
yeah,
these.
watch the stream. We're going to ping well in advance. And thank you all for watching. Peace.